Good afternoon, County Executive. Good afternoon,
Mayor
County
Briggs.
Executive.
Good afternoon, Mayor Briggs. It's nice to see you.
It's good to hear from you. I know you're extremely busy, especially going over to the delegates meetings and everything like that. But thank you for taking the time this day of the 17th of February. I have three quick questions I'd like to ask you. And
Okay.
one, how specifically can I tell members of our community how Frederick County government has helped Emmitsburg during this latest surge?
Well, since the beginning, we've tried to have good communication with all of our municipalities, including Emmitsburg. We did provide CARES funding to the municipalities, which was our original tranche of federal funding. We provided PPE to you and your employees. We've certainly conducted COVID testing and vaccination efforts in the town, both at the Seton Center as well as
Right.
at Vigilant Hose Company. And we're currently providing free masks and test kits that are being distributed through our library branches, including at the library branch in Emmitsburg. I also think it's important to recognize that we have provided grants to businesses large and small, to our agricultural community, to childcare providers, and to restaurants and to a lot of other businesses. So there have been some businesses in your town who have received grants, and we certainly try to support the restaurant industry, particularly when they went outdoors for outdoor dining. And we were able to provide the space heaters for outdoors. And so I know that the Ott House took advantage of that. But I know a number of your Main Street and small businesses did take advantage of the grant opportunities provided by the county. So we've tried to take care of people, and we've tried to take care of businesses. And I think that will help us to recover better. I am optimistic about the future. I certainly hope that now that we have gone back down the curve somewhat after the Omicron variant surge, that we will have some better days ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much for that update. We really appreciate that. A second question would be, you're adding staff to the county office of sustainability. That's near and dear to my heart, but could you tell us a little bit about that expansion?
Yes. So we basically took our existing Office of Sustainability, which is pretty small, and divided it into two departments. So a lot of the news media said we were adding two departments, but we were really splitting existing staff between two departments and then adding some staff. So one area is our stormwater requirements. Like all the towns, we get a MS4 permit through the Maryland Department of the Environment, which is our implementation of the Federal Clean Water Act. And we are, every time we get a new permit, it requires more stringent compliance mechanisms. So we are adding staff simply to meet our regulatory compliance in stormwater. So we split that function and separated it from our climate and energy components of our plan, because most of our staff was actually working on regulatory compliance rather than on climate and energy action. So we're adding some staff, and we're adding some one-time funding to try to get a jump start on our climate and energy action plans. We're working with the Washington Council of Government regionally to participate in setting goals and strategies so that the whole region is moving together at the same time. And we're really looking at two key areas. One is to reduce energy consumption in buildings, and the other is to try to transition to clean fleet or electric or hybrid vehicles. And I think you've done that as well. Certainly you have the electric vehicle charging stations there at your town offices and the Emmitsburg Community Building. So I want to just really share what that means for people. So while we're going to try to reduce energy consumption within county government and switch to all electric vehicles, which should save us some money, we already have many of our transit buses are already all electric. And we have found them to save us money on fuel and also save us money on maintenance. But there are programs that we're going to expand that we've done for some period of time to help people. So we do make their housing and more energy efficient to reduce their home energy costs. So we have a Power Savers retrofit program. So people can have somebody come and evaluate their energy consumption in their home and get advice on what they should do. And there's also some funding available to help people to implement home energy cost reductions, whether that's, electricity reduction, natural gas, or even water consumption. And then for businesses, to try to help businesses and our commercial industrial sectors reduce their energy and transition to clean energy sources. We have what we call a PACE program, which is Property Assessed Clean Energy. And that helps businesses invest in energy efficiency projects by basically a county partnership with a private bank that provides a loan. And then we allow that loan to be paid back through the property tax bill for a number of years, so that the energy savings themselves can help to pay for the cost. And then businesses don't have to upfront the money. So people could do solar panels, they could do, solar hot water heat. They could do a whole variety of projects that could help to reduce and make the energy consumption and to make their businesses more energy efficient. And so, part of this is, and I always say this, is when we go green, we save green. And certainly, if you can spend less money on your home energy costs or your business energy costs, it both helps the environment and it saves money. We're also looking to increase our renewable energy sources to fully offset our county building electricity use and make it 100% renewable. And I think that's a goal you have shared and maybe already accomplished in Emmitsburg. And so we've gotten partway there with our solar project that we have out over a closed section of our landfill, which covers the electricity for about 20% of our buildings and also helps to charge our all electric buses. But we still have a ways to go. So we're looking to try to make sure we purchase renewable energy. And we want to launch some public outreach programs to help individuals, businesses, and the nonprofits in our community boost their renewable energy sources as well. So that's just a few of the things we're doing there to really try to make progress on both our regulatory requirements in terms of stormwater and also to help reduce our energy consumption in the county.
It's a terrific effort. You're really making a lot of progress there, and it's really exceptional management on your part. I have just one more question, just with regard to program open space. We're always telling everybody up here the benefits of it, but I just wish you could share your perspective of how it really helps the town of Emmitsburg.
Well, program open space is funding that comes from the state to the county, and it supports our park development and our recreational development. And the county receives program open space funding, and we're not required to share that with our municipalities, but we have a long history of providing half of the POS allocation that comes to us with our municipalities. And then the municipalities figure out how to allocate that among themselves. And so program open space certainly benefits the town. I know that Emmitsburg has received money for the Eugene Myers Community Park for a number of different projects within the park, and that you've received money for other park programs over the years. So I think it's important for people to recognize that that is a great partnership between the state and the county and our municipalities. I think you've also received money for baseball, softball bleachers and your Emmitsburg Message Center and for some new restrooms and concession stands. So last year, because the state knew that all of us had seen more activity at our parks because of COVID, we certainly saw a doubling of the number of visitors to county parks. I'm not sure what you may have experienced in Emmitsburg, but I'm sure you had a lot more people using your parks because certain other activities they want to do, they probably couldn't do. And so we were provided with an additional $6 million, and we did split that with the towns. And so I'm sure you can speak to more about the projects that Open Space has provided to the town of Emmitsburg. But I think it's been a very successful program, and it's really helped us to add infrastructure to our parks, renovate, do major renovation projects. And our half of that $6 million we've used to upgrade playground equipment and infrastructure at multiple parks and to make them more accessible for children with disabilities. So all good stuff.
It is very good stuff. And thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us, maybe what's going on down in Annapolis? And I'll let you go. I know you're really pressed for time, but if you have a minute more, you'd like to say something.
I sure do. I can talk to you for a few minutes more. We pay very close attention to what's happening in Annapolis. And as you know, there's usually thousands of bills that are advanced. So one of them that would be of interest to you is, you asked us to make an amendment to the Forest Resource Ordinance to allow the town to use your fee in lieu money for over a longer number of years, rather than potentially not find a place to use it and have to return it to the developer. And so that bill has advanced through our state delegation. And I know the Maryland Association of Counties has supported it. And so I'm optimistic that that will pass. There were also components of that bill to continue the forest banking program that I think was inadvertently kind of eliminated in the prior session because the session was cut short. And I think they wanted to study the Forest Resource Ordinance law. And as part of that, they made a decision to temporarily suspend the forest banking program. And that has been a negative to our some of our farmers and property owners who wanted to participate in that. I'd also like to share with people from outside of town mostly that, we have increased our investment in ag preservation, and we certainly look for people to apply for that from northern Frederick County. We've added $500,000 into our agriculture innovation grants to support our farm community, and I think that's important. And that if there are people who are still struggling with the impacts of the pandemic, there still is rental assistance, utility assistance, and food assistance available. And anybody can contact my office if they need that kind of assistance, and we'll try to connect them to those resources.
Well, thank you very much, County Executive. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us on these very busy time there. And I wish the very best for you, and thank you, and hope we can talk soon in the future.
I hope we can talk sometime soon. I really enjoyed my partnership with you and with the town of Emmitsburg. And, we're here to work together to make life better for all the people that we collectively serve. And let's hope that the pandemic slows down and stays that way so that we have a great spring in the summer. It would really be nice to get back to some of our normal activities and to not have to worry about that, and to keep our community in good health. So anything you need done, let us know. We're always here to work together to collaborate and solve whatever problems are in front of us.
You always are. Thank you again, ma'am, and have a good day. Best to you.
Thank you very much, and have a good day too. And thanks to all of your viewers.
Take care now. Best to you.
Thank you.